Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor. I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Many of us like growing blackberries, but just never seem to get a huge harvest. One of the main reasons for that lack of harvest is pruning, guys. We either are not sure how to prune, we don't know how to prune our blackberry bushes, or we might think that we know how to prune our blackberry bushes, so we get in there and chop the blackberry bush away, only to find out next year that we're still not getting that huge harvest because we pruned our blackberry bush incorrectly, guys. In fact, many of us who even grow blackberry bushes in our home gardens tend to delay the pruning task or skip it all together, which is a huge mistake. In today's video, I'm going to share with you not one, but two secrets when it comes to getting a huge blackberry harvest year after year, guys. In today's video, I'm going to teach you step by step as to when and how to correctly prune our blackberry bushes in order to get a huge blackberry harvest every single year, guys. For those of you looking for that online gardening channel that offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home gardens to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around with me today. Start with going below this video and clicking the subscribe button. And if you are enjoying the content of my garden videos and never want to skip another video again, click the bell icon as well. YouTube will send you notifications every single time I'll upload a new garden video. Now come with me, let me share those two secrets with you when it comes to getting an abundant blackberry harvest every single year. So when is the ideal and the correct time to prune our blackberry bushes? Well, now, guys, in fall, in the month of October is actually the perfect and the correct time to prune our blackberry bushes. Not only are blackberry bushes done bearing and producing fruit for us, they're also started to change their foliage color. You could see that the leaves are starting to change their pigmentation, which is exactly what happens when our blackberry bushes start to go into their dormancy phase, which is exactly why now is the correct and the ideal time to prune our blackberry bushes and get them ready for winter season. Trick to having lots and lots of blackberries is actually pruning our blackberry bushes. Over here in my south side garden, I have two blackberry bushes growing right over here to the right. One right there and one right over here that I actually planted myself from bare roots. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to prune a blackberry bush correctly in order to get a large blackberry harvest. Let's get into those two secrets when it comes to getting a huge blackberry harvest. Secret number one, guys, is pruning. If we do not prune our blackberry bushes, not only will they not give us huge harvest yields, they will also grow rapidly and abundantly out of control. Take a look at these branches, guys. Also known as canes. They're absolutely long and huge. In fact, if we let these canes go and not prune them, the canes can grow as large and as long as 15 feet. So imagine what a mess you're going to have in your home garden. And eventually the blackberry bush will take over majority, if not your entire garden, if you don't prune it. Now, what's secret number two, guys? And that secret is pruning correctly. We cannot just get in here and start chopping rapidly, randomly our blackberry bush. We need to know exactly when and how to prune our blackberry bushes. So blackberries are perennials. So the blackberry plant is a perennial plant that comes back year after year for us, guys. Blackberries are cold hardy as well. Now, when it comes to the branches or the canes of our blackberry plant, the branches are actually biennials. And let me explain what I mean by that. Before we need to know exactly how to prune our blackberry shrubs, we need to understand that the blackberry shrub has two types of branches or canes. And each one of them needs to be pruned at a different time and in a different manner. So the two types of branches that our blackberry plants have, the first type is called primal cane, and the second type of a branch is called flora cane. And again, each of these branches has to be cut differently and in different times in order to get a huge blackberry yield. So now let me show you and explain to you what each type of cane is, what it looks like, and how do we approach the pruning process with each of these canes. So as I mentioned previously, blackberry shrubs or bushes are perennials. They are cold hardy all the way down to zone 4. So there are two types of blackberry bushes. We have the summer bearing and the fall bearing bushes. So in today's video, we're going to focus on the summer bearing blackberry shrubs, as this is exactly what I have grown over here next to me. So what is it, the term summer bearing means? That means that you harvest your berries, you get the yield, the harvest yield during the summer months. So this is the variety that I'm growing, hence we're going to focus on the summer bearing blackberry varieties today. So now, the branches or the canes of our blackberry plants are considered biennials, meaning that you can expect to get your blackberry harvest only and absolutely only on the second year canes. So the canes that grow the first year on our blackberry shrubs are vegetative canes, meaning they do not produce flowers nor berries, and those canes are called primal canes. So the second year canes, which in fact give us flowers, hence the berries, are called floral canes. So those are the second year canes. So if you just started growing your blackberry shrub the first year and are wondering why you're not getting any blooms, why you're not getting any berries, simply because you're only getting your first year canes, the primal canes. You don't yet have the flora canes. Once the second year comes around, you will start seeing the flowers and the berries on those second year flora canes. Our first year canes, also known as the primal canes, they are very long, thin canes that, again, if they're not pruned, can grow as long as 15 feet. They will grow out of control and potentially take over your entire garden. So these are vegetative canes, guys, meaning they only grow in length and produce the leaves or the foliage. The primal canes will never produce flowers nor berries for us. So this is the first year canes. So if you see long, thin, long branches or canes on your blackberry plant, these are the primal canes. Now let me show you what the flora canes look like. So flora canes are, let's get closer over here. Flora canes are our tough, woody canes that are much thicker than the skinny, long primal canes. So these canes are the ones, the woodier, the thicker ones, are the ones that will give us flowers and berries. So if you see a thicker stem that is woody, tough, rigid in texture, that is our second year flora cane. Another very important thing to mention or to note about blackberry bushes or shrubs is that the first year's primal canes, so the skinny, long, green colored primal canes, will continue to grow and develop. By second year's growth, these same canes will become flora canes. So they will become thicker, woodier, and more brown in pigmentation. And those canes, the flora canes, so the second year's growth, are the canes that will give us the flowers and the berries. After they set the flowers and grow the berries for us, after that, the stems will become extra thick, extra woody, and will start to turn color on us. That is when we have to prune them off, as they will start turning into useless, dead wood, as they will not bear any more berries for us going forward. So we must always prune them off after they're done fruiting for us that summer season. Step number 1 is to prune off all of our flora canes, and that process is called cleanup pruning, because the flora canes will essentially become useless, dead wood. So cleanup pruning is step number 1. So we go in, and if you see any of the thick woody branches, we prune it off like so. Let's see. I don't even have that many to show you guys. But let's see over here. Does this guy have it? Yes, we're going to prune off all of our flora canes. So that is clean up pruning process. Next, we're going to move on to our primal canes. So the long, skinny canes. Let me explain why and how those need to be pruned. Some of you might be wondering, why should you cut off the flora canes, prune them off? We want the energy to be sent back into the root system. We want that energy to go back into berry production, so bloom production and berry production. We don't want the plant to waste all that crucial energy on just growing and storing, as I mentioned, dead wood. Now, these are our primal canes, so the long, stringy ones. As you could see, since I didn't prune them yet, they're getting longer and longer and longer. They can grow as long as 15 feet. So now, we must prune our primal canes as well. Now, how do we do that? You might have 5 primal canes, 10 primal canes, 20 primal canes on your blackberry plant, depending on how mature and established your plant is. We must only leave 4 to 5 primal canes on our blackberry plant. And I'll tell you why. Once you prune your primal canes, it will start sending up side shoots or side branches. So each one of these will essentially turn into multiple branches, hence produce more flowers and more berries for us. So we do not want to keep so many primal canes, as when we prune each, it's already going to give us side shoots, hence give us more berries. And now guys, if we don't prune them, we're not going to get those side shoots. Hence, we're going to only get limited blackberry yield, limited harvest. So the more we prune, the more side shoots we're gonna get, hence more berries. If you have weak, skinny, wobbly branches growing out of your blackberry bush, we should prune that one out as well. We want the energy to be focused on thicker, larger, more sturdy canes. So anything that looks wobbly, flimsy, skinny like this, we want to prune that off as well. Over here, I wanted to show you guys exactly what a side shoot looks like on a primal cane. Over here, you could see that we have one thin, long stem, and at this point right over here, you could see how the stem splits into two. So I previously pruned this cane over here. Hence, at the side of the pruning, it started to send off side shoots. So now instead of one cane, we have two canes, which is exactly what I am talking about. So now, how much should we prune our primal canes? Our primal canes should not be longer than, say, 2 to 3 feet. They should never be this long. So now, what do? We go all the way down towards the plant's root system, and we measure off about 2 to 3 feet. And then we make our cut like so. So this, we're going to discard off. We do not need that. Look how much better, how much shorter this branch looks already. Like so. Now we're gonna do the same to the remaining branches. Take a look, guys. This one I can't even, oh my goodness. Look how long it is. So now we're going to do the same. We're going to go down, count off roughly 2 to 3 feet, which is the key rule, and we're going to cut it off like so. If your blueberry plant is growing on a trellis or some kind of a support system, I do recommend tying your freshly cut branches or providing some sort of a support for our blackberries, so they do not end up on the ground, end up getting dirty like so. And we do the same thing with each and every single one of our primal canes. Remember, if you have more than 5, you should cut those out all the way to the root system, leaving only 4 to 5 primal canes on your entire blackberry bush. Now let me show you what else can happen to our primal canes if we don't prune the primal canes in time or at all. So over here you could see this very long primal cane, and you could see that it traces back to the original mother plant. But take a look here, look how long it is. It started to touch the ground, and look what happens once the cane touches the ground or the soil. If we don't prune it, it will set roots. You could see over here, this primal cane already set root. So what happens now? You could see over here too, it set another root. You could see that it's now below the soil surface. So now this will become a new separate blackberry shrub, since it already set roots. Your primal canes are short. They're not as long as mine just were. Say they're no longer than 2 feet in length. What do you do then? Do you prune them? Do you not prune them? Do you leave them alone? You should still prune them, but it's a different type of a pruning. It's called tip pruning, where you take your shorter primal cane, which say is about 2 feet tall, and you just snip off tiny little tip like so. What does that do? That tiny little tip prune will still encourage the side branching. Remember, the more side branches you will get, the larger blackberry harvest you will have in the long run. So tip prune those primal canes that are short, say 2 to 3 feet in length. No need to prune them too short, just tip prune them. Say you're still unsure, guys, and you accidentally cut a primal cane when and where you're not supposed to, or say you accidentally cut a floricane when you're not supposed to. Don't worry, guys. Come next spring, I guarantee you, even if you do make some mistake, your blackberry plants will still come back and grow for you no matter what. So don't worry if you did accidentally make a slight pruning error. Remember, guys, if you have no side shoots, you will get very little harvest come next year. So you will only get flowers and berries on that one huge, long primal cane. But look how much better my blackberry bushes are looking already. They're looking neater, shorter, more organized here in my home garden. They're not going out of control and they're not taking over all that space, guys. So for those of you who enjoyed watching today's video, if you found the content of today's video to be informative, useful, helpful, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comments in the comment section below as well, guys. Let me know, do you grow blackberries in your home garden? If so, when and how do you prune your blackberry bushes? If you haven't yet subscribed to my gardening channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor, do so today, guys. Super easy for you, yet so pleasing and rewarding to me, knowing that you guys enjoy watching my videos, that you find the content of my garden videos to be informative, helpful, useful. Click the bell icon as well if you never want to miss any more of my new upcoming garden videos. Be healthy, happy, be well, guys, and happy gardening, and I'll see you again in my new upcoming garden videos. Bye, guys. For this video, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on this gorgeous fall day in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, I gave you step-by-step, easy yet proven instructions when it comes to pruning our blackberry plants to get huge harvest yields. I went over step by step as to when, and most importantly, how to prune our blackberry bushes in order to get the largest harvest yields of our entire gardening careers.